first time we're doing it outdoors. Just gonna close that chat so that it's not disturbing me, but if there are any messages, I'm gonna reply to all after. So if there is anything, as usual, you can just drop the message to the chat. Let's just take a few minutes. Just arriving onto this practice. And if you have a piece of paper and a pen somewhere close by, that might be useful at the beginning. You'll see what we'll be chatting about just before we jump into the practice. So if you do have one somewhere close by, go ahead and grab it. Today we have unusual practice, a little bit of an outdoor setup. I hope that all the noises of the life are not going to cut in. But let's see how it goes. I hope that this is gonna bring some new perspective into our practice. And today's theme for the class is working through some of the blockages that we can have in our mind when we come up with a problem, because that usually creates some frustration when we get stuck and we can't move forward. So let me give you an example. This kind of feelings can come about when you just launched your product and your sales are not picking up, you're not getting your product seen by new customers or more customers, or there is no feedback. So you're stuck in this feeling of not knowing how you can move forward or what do you need to do to move forward. And very often when we are like this, facing a problem, we only see it from one perspective, and it's very difficult for us to take a step back and figure out what we need to do to change the situation that we are in. For example, for our product to be seen by new people, or bringing in front of different customers using our network, or maybe partnerships or collaborations and so on. So today's practice is going to be exactly that, trying to unblock all those thoughts that are making us stuck with our problem, and then find a solution, or maybe think about new ideas that we have not explored yet, or maybe just thought about, but we disregarded them because we thought it's not going to change anything. Because sometimes being stuck with that problem also make us a little bit hesitant to try on everything that is possible. So the reason why I was asking you to have a piece of paper or a pen was to actually take a moment as we are settling into this practice to think for a second, what is this kind of problem that you experienced recently? Something that you know that you were unable to move forward from, and you feel that maybe you've tried everything, or something that you really feel it's kind of hindering your progress right now. Just take a moment to write it down without, any solutions or anything around it. Just that one problem, to leave it there on a side. And then we're going to move through our practice and see how different moves can help us unlock that frustration and that feeling of stuckness, if that's a word. Okay, let's take a moment to get into our practice, starting in a kneeling seat today. So you can close your eyes already here, and then feeling your legs on the mat. Finding your shoulders over hips, your hands are resting on your knees. And just letting the body settle here for a minute as you drop the shoulders down. And close your lips to take those few breaths just through your nose. Inhale in, exhale, and exhale, lips closed, breathing through the nose. And as you breathe, feel the parts of your body where the breath moves you. If it goes into your chest or to your belly. And with every exhale, letting your body to relax a little bit more into that flow of the breath. And then release your hands either side. As you inhale, lift your hands up and above the head. You can keep your eyes closed. And then exhale, bring the hands down. 2 more like this. With your in-breath, you lift the hands. Exhale, bring them down. And then 1 more time, inhale, lift the breath, lift the hands. And then exhale, hands down. And then inhale, lift the hands up. And then your right hand comes down next to your hip and then bend over to the right side, finding a stretch. So your hips are pressing into your heels as you're reaching to the side. And then come back to the center, both hands up. And then the other hand comes down to the ground, bending over to the left. Press your hips on your heels and feel that stretch starting all the way from your hip as you reach with your hand above the head and to the side. Inhale to the center and 1 more each side, making the stretch really long from your hip all the way to your fingertips. Inhale takes you up. And exhale the other side. And then inhale back to center, both hands up. And then exhale, hands either side. Let's move to hands and knees. Finding your hands and knees, your shoulders are over the wrists, hips are over the hips. And let's just do a few movements of cat and cow to awake the spine, dropping the belly down, lifting the head, lifting the tailbone, and then exhale round. By now, this movement is probably quite familiar for you, so just find your own rhythm, your own breath. When you inhale, you lift the head, lift the tailbone, and then exhale, gaze to your thighs. Carry on with your breath like that. You can keep your eyes closed. There is nothing to see at the front. Listen to my voice as I guide you through those few rounds of cat and cow. As you inhale, keep squeezing your shoulder blades together, opening your chest. And then exhale, shoulder blades away from each other, creating more space. And then inhale, opening, lifting the head, lifting the tailbone. And exhaling, rounding, pressing away from the ground. Come back to neutral, to your hands and knees, and then step your right leg and left leg back. Find plank. Press down through balls of your feet, feeling even into your little toe. So you might want to rock a little bit to check in that this little toe is engaged there. Tuck the tailbone under so the core is already working here. And then with the exhale, lift the hips back and up, downward facing dog. Keep pressing down through the base of your palms, and then bend and extend through one knee at a time. And then carry on that walk all the way to the top of the mat. And then let's roll it all the way up to standing. Inhale, lift your hands up, reach up. And exhale, fold down. Inhale, reach for the sky. Today it's literally the sky. And exhale, fold down. 2 more like this. Inhale, lift up, press away from the ground from your feet. Exhale, fold. And 1 last time. Inhale, lift, reach up above the head. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, look up. Bring the hands together and then release them either side. Take few breaths here, pressing down through your feet. Tuck the tailbone under. Feel that core engaged here. We are grounding down through the feet. Keep breathing. Taking this moment to notice how your body feels already in this moment. When we left our day-to-day, our morning behind, our problems behind, we literally written them down. on a piece of paper, and we are just taking this few breaths, few moments to breathe and move. How does that make you feel in your body and your mind? And with the exhale, release the legs, shake it off a little bit. And then let's move. Inhale, lift the hands, look up. Exhale, fold all the way down, hands to the mat. Step your right leg back and then the left leg back, finding plank. Gaze down. And then lift the hips back and up, downward facing dog. Gaze to your thighs. Bend and extend one leg at a time. Pressing your heel down to the mat, finding that extension through the back leg. And then with the inhale, lift your right leg up. Right leg is extended, and then bend the knee, bring that knee into your chest, and then step the foot down. 2 more like this. Inhale, lift the right leg up, bend the knee, and the knee to the chest, step it down. Keep pressing away from the mat. 1 more time, lift the leg, bend the knee, and the knee to chest. Step the foot down. Beautiful. Inhale, lift to 3-leg dog, and then step the right leg forward. Place it down. You can then help yourself with the hand to follow farther, and then drop the back knee down to the mat. Release the top foot. That's very important. So we have support through the back shin and back foot. And then your left hand is on the ground, right hand is reaching up. Keep pressing down through your legs, and then bring the right hand underneath the left side of your body. Inhale to lift and open, reach up. Exhale, under the left side. 2 more like this. Inhale up. Exhale for this twist. And 1 more time. Inhale up. And exhale for this twist. Inhale, reach up, lift up. And then on the exhale, your right hand comes down to the ground. And then curl the toes under, lift the back knee off the ground. Keep pressing away from the ground. And this time we're going to keep the right hand on the ground. Pressing down into the foot, lift your left hand up. So maybe it stays here. Maybe it opens a little bit more. Just notice here how far that hand can go. And you really want to squeeze that shoulder blade to keep pulling your hand up. And then ground through the back heel. Really press into the both hands. And then we're going to lift the body up, finding warrior 2. Front knee is bent over front ankle. Flip the hands, inhale, lift the hands up, extend the front leg. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Inhale, lift, extend the leg, and then back warrior 2. 2 more like this. Inhale, exhale, inhale up, and exhale, warrior 2. Come back to face the front, lifting the back heel, chest to the front of the mat, hands are lifting. We're back in high lunge. And then frame the foot. Step your right leg back. And then this time we're going to drop the knee, drop the chest. Hands are under the shoulders. Inhale, lift for cobra. And exhale, bow. 2 more like this. Inhale as you lift your head and your chest. Exhale, bow. And last time, this time, hands are hovering. Lift the head, lift the chest. Exhale, back. Curl the toes under, press into your hands. Lift your chest, and then make your way to downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths in your down dog, pressing down through your hands, sending the heels to the mat. Keep breathing. And then with the inhale, lift your left leg up, and then bend the knee, bring the knee into the chest, and then step the foot down. 2 more like this. Inhale, lift the left leg, bend the knee, knee to chest, step down. Last time, inhale, lift the left leg, bend the knee and knee to chest, and then step the foot down. Inhale, 3-leg dog, lift the left leg, and then step it forward in between your hands. You can step to the middle and then poof, help yourself forward, dropping the back knee, releasing that foot. And then as you inhale, left hand goes up, finding a twist. Exhale, move to a right side, bringing the left hand down, and inhale, lift back up. Exhale, left hand under the right side of the body. 2 more like this. Inhale, lift. Exhale. And inhale up. Exhale. Inhale as you lift. And then left hand comes down to the ground. Curl the toes under, lift the back leg. And then your left hand stays on the ground. And then we open the right hand up. Maybe it stays here. Or maybe you really engage that shoulder blade to lift that hand a little bit farther up. Notice how far it can open. It really depends how much we are stretched and open here in the chest. So your hand might be here and it's fine. We're just really feeling it in the legs in this shape. So let's really press into the feet and then lift up slowly to arrive in your warrior two. Front knee is bent over front ankle. Flip the hands, reach up, extend the front leg. And exhale, back down. 3 more. Inhale, up, hands, extend the leg. Warrior two. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back warrior two. Okay, one last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, warrior two. Drop the back hand, come back to high lunge, facing the front. And then frame the foot. Step back to plank. Drop the knees, drop the chest, bending the elbows. And cobra 3 times with your breath. Inhale, lift, squeezing the belly. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. And one last one, lifting the chest. And exhale, down. Press into the hand, lift the chest, and move to child pose. Hips to your heels, release the forehead, and release the forearms down to the ground. Take 3 breaths and really bring that big, slow breath down to your belly so you can feel your belly expanding against your thighs. Keep breathing there all the way down to the belly. Staying in your child pose. 2 more long breaths. Inhale. And exhale. One last breath in your child pose. And exhale out. Walk your hands in, lifting your chest up. And then as you inhale, lift your hands, lift the hips off your heels. Keep squeezing the glutes, pushing the hips forward as you reach your hands up. You really also want to press down from your shins. So we are taking the pressure off the kneecaps. And then reach your right hand down, reaching for your heel. We're just reaching for the heel. We don't necessarily have to grab it. And then keep pushing your hips forward, allowing your upper body to fall to the back. So we want to create that arch here as we reach for the heel. And then really squeeze the glutes, lift the hand up, come back to kneeling stand. Inhale, and with the exhale, we drop the left hand down, reaching for the heel, squeezing the glutes, pushing the hips forward. Maybe you reach the heel, maybe the hand is hovering there. Keep pushing the hips forward as you release your chest farther down. And then squeeze the glutes, push the hips, come back to the center, both hands up. And exhale, come back to child pose. Dropping the forehead, hands are either side. 2 breaths. And then lifting your chest, sway your feet one side. Let's make it back to the center so we can release our back down to the ground. You can make it a core exercise by releasing very slowly down. Ooh, and straight away bring your knees into your chest, but bring them really wide so that you can feel your lower back and your hip resting there on the ground. You can gently rock it from side to side, really feeling that lower back pressing down on the ground. And And then close the knees. Squeeze your right knee in and then extend your left leg up. Foot is flexed. And then with the exhale, drop that foot down to the ground. Hover it there. Really feel that extension, bringing your right knee into your chest, but the left foot is pressing, almost like if there would be a wall. And then left knee comes in. And then two more like this, extending up to the sky, dropping that heel down, and then bringing in. And then one more time, inhale. Lift it up, drop it down, squeezing the right knee in, hovering with the left leg, and then bring the knee in. Squeeze the both knees, rock it gently, and then we move to the other side, squeezing the left knee in, extend the right leg, reaching the heel up to the ceiling, and then we drop that foot down, hovering it off the mat, squeezing the left knee in, and then bring the right knee in. Lifting it up, heel to the sky, and then dropping down. Keep that leg extended, and then bring it back into the chest. One last time, lifting up, drop it all the way down, and then bring it to the chest. Squeeze your knees, and let's try it with both feet. Release the hands either side, and then lift both heels up to the sky, to the ceiling. And then let's drop the heels down slowly. And as you do so, keep pressing with your lower back down as you exhale. Want to keep that lower back flat on the ground, squeezing the glutes, hover there. One more breath. And then bring the knees into your chest. That's it. We can circle the hips a little bit. Almost like drawing circles with the knees one way and then the other way. I almost find this little exercise like a massage to my lower back and then parts of my glutes as well. And then let's find the twist, dropping the knees to the right side, opening through the left arm out. Breathing into the left side. You can close your eyes here and take a couple of breaths. Your left shoulder and the shoulder blade is resting on the ground. Keep breathing to the left. Dropping everything down with the exhales. Allowing your whole body to release here. And then keep your eyes closed as you bring both of your knees back to the center. Squeeze them into your chest. You can hover gently from side to side. And then drop the knees to the other side, dropping them to the left. You can guide them with your leg as they drop to one side, and then opening your right hand out long. You want your shoulder and the shoulder blade to rest on the ground. So take a deep breath to the right side. And then allowing that shoulder blade to slide down towards the hip. It's always the direction that you can think of when you want to release that side. The shoulder is letting go of everything, sliding towards the hip as you exhale. Keep breathing, finding rest for your body in the shape here. And then bring your knees back to the center. Give yourself a hug, squeeze your knees in. And then you can extend your legs out long and find your final resting shape, Shavasana. Press to the back of your head to lift the shoulder blades off the ground, almost feel them like connecting and then melting back to the mat. You can wiggle your hips a little bit or your legs, letting go of any tension, anything that you're still holding in your body. And then finding back that slow breath in and out through your nose. With every exhale, releasing your body, letting go of any tensions, letting go of any physical sensations in your body, letting go of your thoughts. See if you can, for this next few breaths, next few minutes, bring your awareness to the center of your chest and just observe what's happening around you. Almost like if you were putting everything on hold whilst you check in. What happens when you stay in stillness? Take a longer breath in, sending the breath down to your belly, noticing how it expands with your inhale and then falls down with the exhale. And then 2 more breaths like that. Inhale down to the belly. Exhale out. The breath is the first thing that moves your body. And then move your fingers, move your toes, and reach with your hands above the head, finding that full body stretch all the way from the fingers, maybe pointing and flexing your feet as well. And then bring hands back either side of your body and roll to the right side. Few breaths through, few moments here before we get up, before we move into the next part of the day. Take that moment to check in. Maybe notice how you felt before you came to this practice. Before you took those few breaths at the beginning. And what it's like to be here in that stillness now. Slowly make your way back to seated shape, and we're gonna close this practice together. Let's get back together to a kneeling seat. Taking long breath into the chest. You can bring even your hands to your chest. Exhale out. And then 1 more breath like this. Feel that breath rising under your hands. And exhale out. And then release your hands and open your eyes. Thank you everyone for practicing with me today. I invite you to take a few moments to come back to this problem that maybe you noted down or maybe you just had a thought of at the beginning of the class. Because what we've done in this practice, we moved through some of the more structured poses, maybe something that was a little bit of a new exploration for you to challenge different areas of our body. And that allows our focus to let go of the mind and really ground into the movement, and also feel the strength, feel the confidence in some of the movements that we've been practicing. So that kind of practice that releases your mind, it's really good to then channel your beginner's mind and come back into your problem and look at it from completely, blank page point of view again, and see what are those different things that you can do to solve the problem. Maybe brainstorming them, thinking out loud, or writing down whatever works for you. But don't really shy away from any idea. Put it all out there and see what kind of new ideas, new connection, new thoughts it brings after you have this kind of cleansing practice, releasing go of everything else that you thought of or you connected with. Because also sometimes when we are stuck with the problem, it makes us feel really tense physically in the body because our mind is locked and then our body is getting locked. So with this practice, we let go of those blockages in the mind, allowed some ease into the body, and now we will be able to step back and find solutions to those things that were maybe making us feel a little bit stuck again. Anyway, give it a try. Let me go how it felt, how it went. I'm always looking forward to hear from you guys, and I'll check your messages in the chat as well. But thank you very much for joining again, and I'll see you next week in our practice again. See you.